like to introduce Captain Pete Peterson, one of our most famous decoy carvers on the eastern shore.
No.
We are now
You're lying now, Harry.
sitting in his kitchen at his home in Capeville, and we're going to talk a little bit about some of his background, and I'd like to learn something about the story behind your carving of decoys, and then we'll talk maybe a little bit about the islands, if we have time, if that sounds all right.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about where you grew up. I saw you had Maryland on your on a little sheet that you filled out. Did you grow up there?
No, yeah. Well, that's where I grew up. It was on Potomac River, south of Washington D.C., which is suburbs down, but since the Beltway. But at the time, it was just like the Eastern Shore. The water was right at the doorstep, more so to speak. And young boys being not distracted by computers and everything. Young boys all took to the water.
Sure.
Just like otters. Swimming in the summer and fishing and gunning. And
were you on the Maryland side or the Virginia side?
Maryland side.
Maryland side. Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice down there.
Well, it was at the time. I mean, it's heartbreaking to see it now, but anyway.
And then you went to college in Montana.
That was the only place I could get in. It was good. Everybody was taking these exams for college exams, and I just planned to go to work on the water. And then when I said, Daddy asked me one day, he said, "What you going to do after you graduate?" I said, "I'm going to go to work on the water." And he says, "Well, where are you going to live?" I said, I was thinking out mulling it over, and I said, "Well, I guess I got to live here." He said, "Where are you going to live?" In other words, give me the boot. But anyway, Daddy says, "Well, we'll work and send you to college if you want to go to college." So anyway, there was a friend of the family that had spent time in Montana, and a good old salty fellow.
Sure.
And he taught me right into it. There was no exams or anything. It was state accredited college or something with the Homestead Act. And if you were a high school graduate, they had to let you in. And somehow I squeaked by.
Well, it's a neat place, Montana. Did your father? Did he work on the water, or what?
No.
What did he do, Pete?
No, he was a chemical engineer.
Oh, really? Did he work with wood also?
He was what you call a jackleg. Practical application. Anything that came along, he'd tackle it. Mechanics. Wiring, woodworking. Landscaping.
Then how did you finally get down here to the eastern shore?
Well, we used to come down here on family vacations to Chesapeake when I was little, Chesapeake and Rehoboth. And when I was in the service, I was stationed in Norfolk and would come over here gunning and fishing then. And after I got out of the service, the company I worked for had a contract for a job at Bayshore, two-year job, 2.5-year job, and they sent me over to handle that. And within 15 minutes, I knew I was not going back. And anyway, that contract ran out, and well, I just give him my notice. Of course, I told the fellow way in advance, I'm not coming back. I've been here ever since.
Now what year was that? How old were you then? When you were down at came over and worked at Bayshore.
Well, I started there in '71, March of '71.
So that's about when you came over.
Well, that's when I moved over here.
That's when you moved. You were married then, were you? Were you
no,
not? Oh,
not at the time. That was in June, from March to June.
Oh, okay.
I used to go back across the bay weekends. Well, I was in love. That comes over you.
Okay. And you worked at Bayshore for quite a long time then.
Yeah, from '71 until 2005 when I retired.
Wow, that's quite a career. Now, when did you get interested in carving?
Oh, as a young boy. The decoys washing up on the beach. I mean, everybody knew what they were for, and the older fellows gunning, all around the area. And once I got old enough to think about gunning, well, I just needed some, need some decoys. That's what everybody did. So I just started bringing wood home from the beach. Anything big enough for a decoy, well, drag it home and start chopping.
Mm-hmm. Did you have, were there some carvers at that time that sort of helped you out?
Well, there was one, Corbin Reed. It was a shinketigger that was still living nearby. That was in the Sunday paper one time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like a magazine feature on him. And I wasn't even old enough to drive a car then. I guess I was about 14.
Mm-hmm.
And Daddy saw that and carried me to meet the fellow.
He was on Chincoteague.
Well, he was from Chincoteague.
Oh, from Chincoteague. Mm-hmm.
He lived close by Daddy, and went to see him, and I saw how, you know, the old folks started about it,
Mm-hmm.
and he got me started right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he gave me the proper foundation as far as tools and, you know, what you're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
right ways, wrong ways.
Right. So were you able to just sort of hang around his shop? Was he still carving at the time?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He was a great dump picker.
Okay.
Oh, no, that's where he got all his raw materials.
Uh-huh.
And I used to accompany him to the dump, but if I got a little older, could drive myself to his house.
Uh-huh.
And the man that ran the dump, well, it was supposed to be no entrance or no, you know, private whatever, you know, had to go through a security checkpoint, and there were no just like casual visitors.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the old fellow, the old man that was the guard was about the same age, and they had an old agreement from way back that they can't come in, Corb. You know, this is no public admittance, or, you know, anyway. Hey, Corb would read, we didn't drink, would reach under the seat of his car and pull out a bottle and says, whatever the name was, Harry, how about a drink? Harry, take a drink, and then he didn't smoke either, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway, he knew what kind of cigars the man liked.
Mm-hmm.
And so he'd say, have a cigar, old buddy,
Uh-huh.
and keep that bottle while you're at it, you know, and have the rest of these cigars. And anyway, they get off fussing and carrying on with each other, old routine, same routine every time. And anyway, he would sort of turn his head, walk back in the shack like he didn't see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd pick around the dump. He was saving everything of interest, cork, wood. I mean, unbelievable what they were throwing away.
I know it.
Brass, copper.
They still do. I hate to say it.
Yeah. But now it's computers and things like that instead of lead pipe and cork and wood.
That's right. So this was, you were still living in Maryland then, and after you got down in Virginia, were there any people you were able to work with, or did you feel you had enough?
Oh no! I was always looking for somebody that could teach me more.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I still do.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to see the Ward brothers.
Mm-hmm.
That's when they were both alive, and oh my God, they were my heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Nicest people. My God, they were nice fellows. And Charlie Joyner and a bunch of the Shincotiggers, Cigar and Rotary.
Cigar Daisy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And just try to learn a little something from each one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some things I wouldn't, you know, I would not use, but I'd incorporate one trick from each carver
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, that's what I still use.
Mm-hmm. Were there any down this way that you worked with? Any carvers?
Well, Roy Bull, but Roy was not that much of a carver.
Uh-huh.
Matter of fact, I used to carve the heads for his decoys.
Mm-hmm.
But he had a magnificent collection.
He did.
And
He did. Mm-hmm.
I would go down and visit with Roy, and you know, the walls were just covered with them
Mm-hmm.
from all parts of the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd get a study on them. He'd, you know, pick up one that would catch my eye. And he said, take it home with you. Take it home for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no checkout form or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I just take it home for a couple of weeks and just like those decoys on
Mm-hmm.
the table,
Mm-hmm.
study on it, and I'd take it back. And next time I'd bring something else home. And Roy knew the old carvers. Not that he was capable himself, which he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a real broad exposure to the wide world of decoys.
Mm. Well, he probably knew a good decoy when he saw one.
Well, now that's a lot. There's a lot of subjective opinion about what
Yeah.
somebody thinks is a good one or
Mhm.
a pretty one.
Mm-hmm.
That's it's not cut and dry. But anyway, we basically agreed. You know, he liked Eastern Shore birds, and that's
Mhm.
what I was taking with too.
Mm-hmm. Working with the carvers, that's part of it. You obviously spent a lot of time gunning and out on the water.
Oh yeah.
And this was probably when you came down from Maryland down to Chincoteague or even up on the Potomac River, I suppose.
Oh yeah, oh my God, yeah, there was really good shooting when I was a boy. Phenomenal as that sounds now.
Because you have to have a sense of what the birds, their posture and what their attitude and what they look like, and
Certainly,
and so forth. You can't get that out of a book. You got to be there to see them.
It's what I call shake hands with them.
Shake hands. And you probably used all your own decoys then.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that's such enormous pride in fooling ducks over decoys that you made yourself, not store bought or picked off the beach, but what you made, you fool them. Yeah, I remember the first ones that came in. It was a flag of broadbills, the decoys that I made. There was snow on the ground. I was behind an old stump or something, and they come piling in there just as pretty. And I jumped up, not to shoot, but to crow. I was on the beach, on the beach in the snow, crowing like a rooster, strutting up and down the beach. Pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You still go out on the water quite a bit?
Well, not gunning. I was fishing for a long time.
Because you had a boat here last year. Maybe that was sail, I think.
Yeah. Well, I've had succession of boats in my life. I've got my scow out there, a Hancock scow that was built in 1960. That's my sweetheart. It's a witch. It will not back up straight and wet. No wetter boat ever built, but I love that boat.
A Hancock scow. Now, who built that?
One of the Hancocks on Chincoteague. There's, there were generations of Hancocks and cousins, and there were more than one Hancock built. It was not of Miles Hancock, but it was one of his cousins, or cousins or brothers. I don't know.
Right. Who were some of the other builders up there on Chincoteague?
There was a Drisbro.
Drisbro.
He made a pretty scow that Vic Arvison used for a mold for his 20-foot scow.
Really?
And the Jesters, oh my
Jesters.
God, he's just like Cigar Daisy said, every young boy on Chincoteague that ever took manual, shop class in school is a decoy carver. And I'm sure every boy, 50 years ago that took shop class was a boat builder.
Well, they had a bunch of them then.
Oh yeah, oh my God, yeah, that was a boat capital of Eastern Shore. And there was some built locally everywhere.
Right.
Hard Times Hunt. Did you ever know him?
No.
He was a colorful character. He used to build them right down here in Mill Creek. I mean, big boats, gasoline boats, 35, 40 foot, no electric, no plans, just everything.
What was his first name?
Hard Times.
Oh, Hard Times.
That's all he was ever known by.
But he built scows and things like that.
Oh yeah.
When did he? When was the last boat he built? Do you think?
Probably in the '60s.
Speaking of nicknames, they call you Hurricane Pete. Now, how did you get that name?
Bernice Wendell, Francis Wendell's wife that ran the Coca-Cola, the soda, whatever you call it, wholesale outfit in Cape Charles.
Okay.
Anyway, they had a little side deal at Bayshore selling sodas and to the boys. And the boss man, I was low man at that time. The boss man would send me over there to to Wendell's twice a day to get 6 or 8 cases of sodas. That's when they're returnable bottles. Anyway, I'd go over there. That was my time off. I'd go over there. And nobody would hurry me, and nobody would watch them. And I'd go visit with the girls in the office and the boys out in the warehouse. So I'd go in there. I was on vacation for half hour, and I used to ease on in the door, And Bernice she was at a problem. She was a fiery woman then. She says, "You blow through that door like a hurricane," like call me overweight or anything. And I am slow getting around to things. Ask my ex-wife.
Well, you carried on quite a you've had two careers here. One at Bayshore and the other with your carving. So
Yep.
most of your spare time was probably into carving.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm a single man too. You know, I'd rather be out there in the shop, and wife wanted to drive me all these places. No, just let me work. So anyway, we're happily separated, and everybody gets along. She goes her way. She's in Florida for the month, and I can stay home.
She's now visiting her dad, probably.
No, she's somebody she knows got a place down there, not a condo, but a cottage or something. Anyway, she goes down there every January.
Right. Now, are all the birds you do now, they're still Eastern Shore birds?
No, because there's so many styles. Every part. You know what's fascinating is you can understand why every part of the country had a style of decoy that worked locally.
Yeah.
Just like boats, different boats. But what's equally fascinating is the social climate, the culture they grew up in, reflects in their work. The Cape Cod, the Puritans, you know, the staunch Puritans, you know, very straight-laced, dignified. Their work is very just like boilerplate. And then the farther south you go, people live much more relaxed fashion, and their work gets a lot freer, or whatever you want to call it. And then you work right around to the Cajuns in Louisiana, you know, yeehaw, you know, that's good enough, you know, and make these almost whimsical looking birds. But anyway, the birds reflect the social culture and the geography. Boy, there are not many things you can find in America, you know, do that. You know, cabinets are cabinets, or you know, it might be painted up different, but it's got a 6-board chest. But decoys are a lot more individual and made individually.
That's right. Yeah, it's not on a strict pattern. It's
So anyway, there's a lot of different styles in my work where I've been exposed to so many, and I just try to just blend them all together and just keep changing them all the time.
What other styles have you worked with in terms of birds along the coast?
Oh well, when I started out, it was Madison Mitchell from Havre Grace. That's what we used to find on the beach. And everybody said, "Well, that's what a decoy is supposed to look like." And then the Ward brothers, you know, they've got their own unique style. Of course, I was taken with them, and then the Cobb family, and Hog Island. There was something just, you know, just catch your eye, just one curve or something about them that just catch your eye.
Now the Cobb's Island Carvers, you wouldn't have known any of them.
Oh no.
Did you? They would have passed away.
Oh yeah.
Now George Cobb, was he living when you came to the shore?
No, but his daughter-in-law was Verna Cobb.
Verna Cobb. She was in your notes.
Right. Now Verna Cobb's daddy built this house. And when she was 2 years old, I think. Anyway, she married Freeman Cobb, one of George's boys, and George was a recluse, to say the least, and a cranky sort of fellow. He was married and had a house in Oyster, but he stayed out in the watch house, what they call the clubhouse, which is close by the old Coast Guard station now. The puncheons are still there. Anyway, he stayed out there most generally all the time. And Verna was one of the few people that he took to, and she was a school teacher, and she would go out there and cut his hair, and you know, do a lot of things for him that he wouldn't let other people even consider. So anyway, she knew George Cobb very well.
I see. What was her maiden name? Verna?
Richardson.
Oh, Richardson. Verna Richardson. Okay. Did they have they had some children? Did they have any children?
She had one daughter, Genevieve. Genevieve had 3 daughters. She lived in Hampton and Newport News. And Verna had 3 old Cobb decoys that she saved for each of the grandchildren. And the grandchildren have since consigned them to auction, and they've done very well.
I imagine. In the old days, they used to take them and use them for kindling in the fireplace.
Yeah. Oh, look, tell you one that'll make you sick. Is Jack Brady's mom and daddy. You know Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his daddy was named Capt and his mom was named Miss Ruby. Well, they lived in El Kennecobb's old house.
Okay.
Right where David Watson built the house now is one of the big old square houses with a pyramid roof.
Mm-hmm.
Right up on the bluff there.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Oath would be ebbed out somewhere, in the wintertime, oystering, and of course never left any firewood for for his wife. Anyway, so Miss Ruby would scout around the house, and that house was full of decoys,
Mm-hmm.
cob decoys. The house was jammed, it was crowded with them,
Mm-hmm.
and she did nothing world but she wouldn't go to the woodpile because the woodpile was empty. She'd go in another room and start dragging these decoys out. And she says, "Honey, them big old swans, I'd have to take an axe and bust their neck off to get them in the stove." So yeah, no, she burned up several $1 million worth of decoys just trying to stay warm,
Oh my gosh.
or cook dinner on a wood stove.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was no value placed on them at all.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a set of oars, no more than a set of oars,
Mhm.
just a tool.
Pete, did you work out on the water at all? Have you, oystering,
Gill
fishing?
netting. No, well, I was like gill netter for a good long time.
Okay. Where did you have your nets? Were they on the seaside or the bayside?
Seaside and bayside both.
Both. Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And, but you didn't get into oysters or clams or anything like that.
No, because access back here is high water only.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice little drain that comes up underneath the land where I keep my scow in the spring and fall.
Okay.
But you have to have high water. You can have maybe 2 hours, two most 3 hours to go,
Right.
be out and about unless you're going to stay the whole time.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's not far right back here.
Yeah, right
You
back
can-
to
you can
Nancy
walk-
Richardson's,
you can walk
Bruce's.
Uh-huh.
Well, you can walk it, but
Sure. Uh-huh.
if you got any amount of fish, you wouldn't. You want to put them in the back of a truck to bring them back.
Uh-huh. Well, fishing, do you still do fishing, or is that,
Yeah, but now it's mostly just for the table.
no gill netting anymore?
Oh, yeah, well, I still gill net because it's in my blood. You never know what's coming up.
Uh-huh.
It's such a, it's one of those addictive things.
Uh-huh.
Like people playing one-armed bandits,
Right.
waiting for the jackpot to show up. Well, anyway, you just never know what's going to come up.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a big headache, but sometimes you make a big strike on some fish. That's a pretty sight.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you ever know any of the people who lived out on Smith Island?
No, not Smith Island, but
Captain George would have passed away. Captain George Hitchens.
yeah,
I think he died in the 30s.
Way before my time. But Major Richardson was worked for Cushman, and I knew him. And who else? Larry Matthews worked for the Cushmans.
Mm-hmm.
And Ms. Andrews, Margaret Andrews, next door, her daddy worked for Cushman.
Uh-huh.
And somebody else used to work out there. One other man that worked out there. Lee Hart used to drive the wells for him, and plumb the wells up for the livestock.
Mm-hmm. There were livestock there all year.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't here probably, but they went out and they maintained the place. And
Oh yeah. Well, they had people living out there all the time.
oh, they did.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
full time. They had two caretakers. Well, Mo and Lorraine Birch
Mm-hmm.
from Watchaprig. They lived out there all
Mm-hmm.
the time, and then I don't know how many other regular farm help they had of keeping livestock. Well, Ms. Andrews' father used to keep livestock.
Mm-hmm. Mo and Lorraine Birch, did you say? The Birch. Mm-hmm. From Watchaprig. Yeah. That was quite a place. Well, you salvaged a few things from there. We've got them up at the center, that old gate and the birdhouse and whatnot. Did you ever work for them out there?
No, they were They when Cushman died, and somewhere I can't remember, it was in the 30s, and his wife died, I don't know, somewhere in the 40s. Gave it to T.A.D. Jones, and Tad Jones had a lot of tragedies beset him, and he died sometime in the 50s, and with no heirs. But it was in his what you call last wishes that the estate sell it to the state of Virginia, and the state of Virginia didn't have any funding for it, and they did nothing for like 20 years, and until the state finally took it over. But anyway, in that 20 years, everything just sit. Well, just like it is now. The state took it over in ownership, but that's it.
Well, you knew Josh Horner, and you knew Linwood.
Wookie Barcroft. He used to work out there too.
Did you ever have any contact with Hanson Downs?
Yeah, but he was feeble in his mind when I got to know him. Some days he could talk with good sense, and then some days he just wasn't there.
So he was on in years, I guess.
Oh yeah, he was an ancient fellow by the time I met him.
Well, Roy Bull gave us that. He had one of Hanson Downs' skiffs.
Okay.
And in a hurricane not too long ago, the barn was damaged, so he had to put the skiff outside, and finally gave it to the Bear Island Center. So it's a rowing skiff, and she got pretty lines. Never had a motor on her, and I don't know if you've ever seen one of those, but they're pretty boats.
Well, I know Hanson Downs Seaside Bateau.
Yep.
And although they were pretty too.
They were, yeah. You remember seeing some of those around in the early 70s?
Yeah, old Cliff Ball used to live by the Colored Cemetery, had one. And he treasured that boat. I mean, he spent a lot of time on upkeep. But boy, that was a nice boat.
What happened to that one? Do you have any idea?
He got too old to handle it himself. He wanted to give it to me, but I was into outboards, I don't have time to be sailing.
Oh.
And gave it to some hippie artist that was going to restore it. And it wound up going in the trash, a plank at a time.
Oh my gosh. Whereabouts did he live? By the cemetery? I mean, right here in?
Well, right by the Colored Cemetery in Cape Charles.
Right up here. Oh, okay, over at Cape Charles. And what kinds of boats have you had over the years? Probably a variety.
Yeah. Well, I started out building skiffs myself.
Did you?
Just a small skiff. And I've had a couple of plastic boats, fiberglass boats. And the scow I've had since 74, 76. Anyway, that's my ideal.
Well, I remember when Charles built that Beach and Shore skiff. You did a nice job on that.
Oh, he did.
You really did. He had the
lines came from a skiff from Harborton.
Yeah.
I don't know whose lines it took off, but anyway, they're a pretty boat.
Yeah. Now, Robert Downs, did he ever carve any models, as far as you know?
Not that I know of. Now, Roy had a collection of all kinds of ships, sailing ships, steamships.
Oh, he did models.
Well, they were of all sizes, but I don't know where they came from.
Where did they all go?
I'm not certain. The Decoys all went to auction.
They were auctioned.
Auction in Massachusetts.
Yeah, down on the Cape. I'm sorry we lost all of those. Birds.
Yeah, but Lula was, Roy's wife. She was very paranoid about people breaking in there. So they had some kind of electronic security thing, wired up, and you had certain keys you had to use to get in there. But anyway, she was a little bit flighty about security, and she just couldn't wait to get rid of him, just to get him off her mind. So I don't think Roy had been gone more than a week before. Of course, everything was arranged with the auctioneers. And I think Roy was one that probably set it up.
Right.
But within a week, they were down, had the truck come down in and loaded everything up.
Now, when you first came down, was there anyone living on Smith Island, or had that been quite a while?
No. There was a few what you call boys that had illegal gunning camps over there. Shanties that were very well hidden. Larry Matthews was one of them. But as far as people living there, no.
I don't know if you ever knew Eddie Matthews, Eddie and Greer. They grew up down here when they were younger. And Greer Matthews is still living, but they spent a fair amount of time on the water. Well, it's pretty hard to monitor all that gunning out on the islands and so forth.
Oh yeah.
Keep track of it all.
Yeah, the law was spread thin anyway, and those outlaws, they knew every place to hide and every place that they could go to get away from them, every shortcut that they could use, So, it was cat and mouse, just like it still is.
Right. Well, tell me again about Captain Josh. You said he had a sense for out on the water, uncanny sense of where things were and so forth.
And Linwood had it too. And they weren't out there just punching the clock, pulling crab pots or something. No, they was just inquisitive. They would take just take note of things and wonder or ponder. Take note of details.
Right. So I guess Josh, he did just about everything on the water over the years.
Oh, they all did to stay alive.
Oystering, probably gill netting, clamming.
Oh yeah, legal, illegal. Yeah, they were just trying to stay alive.
Because Joshua would, if he took us out to the island, he'd clam there for a while and pick up some clams and then come on back.
Well, Linwood said that he never got enough to eat until the war came along and he was in the service.
Isn't that something?
I've heard that from a lot of people. So they were just getting by. That's all.
Just enough to get by.
Not that they were lazy, but it took all that they could, day's work just to get by.
And what years were you in the service, Pete?
65 to 69. That's when Vietnam was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't like the looks of anything but the Coast Guard. So I spent my whole career in the Coast Guard out in the middle of the ocean on a weather ship. And that was nasty duty, but it was better than Vietnam.
So you had to stay out there in the middle of the ocean.
This was the middle of the ocean.
Gee.
It would take a week, 10 days steaming to get to where we were our assigned station. And every 6 hours send up weather balloons, big old huge balloons. And, that's all we did. We just sit there. I mean, through thick and thin.
North Atlantic, somewhere?
North Atlantic, yeah. And people talk about the perfect storm. Well, I've seen dozens of them. And then, I mean, seas are just enormous. And all you do is just jog and hold on.
Did you ever work shoreside here on the eastern shore in the Coast Guard?
No.
Always out at sea.
Spent the whole time on the weather ship.
My gosh. How many years was that? For 4 years probably, wasn't
Well, it was three years on the weather ship. January 69 to January 66 to January 69 I was on that ship. Cutter ab seeking. That was a spot. I remember walking down the dock when the first reported aboard her, looking up that big high bow. Hey, boy, you got a real ship here. You get out to the middle of the ocean and they're bouncing around like a little, like a car. Getting thrown every which way.
Now, I'm sure you studied the Cobb decoys and tried to pick up their technique at some point.
Oh yeah.
Their style.
Mm-hmm. I say you get kind of hypnotized by like Pretty Woman or something. Boy, oh boy. Anyway, then might get tired of that and see a Pretty Woman and just keep bouncing around.
Tell me, is there anything else about Cobb Island? You told me you had a big folder of information on Cobb's Island.
I got a lot of a real collection of stuff. But Grayson Chester's got that. One time, Grayson, Tommy O'Connor and I were thinking about putting a book together, and Grayson was going to be the writer. I mean, he's got a gift for that. That Tom and I are sorely lacking in. And Grayson's got all my notes and. That's been several years, but anyway, he's still got all my notes. Magazine articles, notes from the courthouse, a collection from everywhere. Things that Verna told me, from everywhere.
This was going to be a history of Cobb's Island?
Yeah, well, the Cobb Empire, so to speak. But anyway, that's kind of fell flat because nobody wants to go to Washington to the Smithsonian or the Library of Congress, and that's where somebody has to go, and none of the three of us are going there.
The archives.
Yeah. And so anyway, that's where our stumbling block is. One time, Tommy O'Connor had a graduate student, I don't know, history or literature graduate student that was going to go up there for us, but then she got up and got married and went off to California or something.
That was the end of that. That'd be a good graduate program.
Oh yeah, by golly, yeah, the family empire. The rise and fall of the Cobb family. My golly, yeah.
Well, we've got a few of the things from the house, down in Oyster, up in the center. Got a beautiful brass bucket that came from the house down there.
Okay.
But did you work out on any of the other islands? Wreck Island, Myrtle Island.
I've rambled over all of them.
You've been over all of them.
I used to love to go camping out there in the wintertime.
Oh.
No, no bugs. And pick up whatever come on the beach. Wood.
You'd be there in the morning to hunt if you wanted to hunt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So did you use a lot of driftwood in your decoys, in your carving?
Well, that's all I had before 1971 when I first came here. And there was an old fellow that ran Cherrystone Campground, those caretakers in the wintertime. Not going to call his name because I might get it wrong. Anyway, his boy was shark fishing and used juniper for the floats. Okay. They made their own wood floats. And anyway, he gave me some of those old shark net floats. We made a juniper, and that was it. I fell in love just, immediately with juniper. And now I'm a juniper junkie. That's all I want.
You still use it. Where do you get your juniper from?
From North Carolina. There's several different places, but the last 25 years I found one family-run mill in Gatesville, North Carolina. Gates Custom Milling that treat me like family.
Really? That's great.
And they look after me. I called in the order this morning. Everybody that works there, I say family business. And I trade decoys for wood with them.
Isn't that nice? So they send you up big blocks, probably big chunks of it.
Whatever I request. So anyway, that's where it comes from Carolina. I asked the Ward brothers because the same tree grows from like the Gulf Coast as far north as Massachusetts. But it's not. It might be the same tree, but it's not the same wood. Whether the climate and the soil. Anyway, I asked the Ward brothers where they got their juniper. They said Carolina. that was case closed for me. I never went anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried some New Jersey stuff, and I don't know. I guess I'm just prejudiced right off the bat for Carolina wood.
Do you ever use cypress?
Yeah, yes, I have, but was not happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Juniper is what most of the old folks used, not the Cobbs, because they used what came up on the beach, which was mostly white pine,
Mm-hmm.
which is good too. But anyway, no, juniper is my favorite.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, your white pine you get from New England,
Right.
probably.
That's what they made the spars and the masts for the old sailing ships out of.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the very prettiest trees. And of course, that's the first thing to wash ashore. First thing they carried away in a storm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just about the right size for decoys to start with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice wood. It's light.
Mm-hmm.
It's strong.
Well, you figure it was well seasoned too.
Mm-hmm.
It was seasoned before they ever built the ship.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, that was a ideal source for them.
Mm-hmm. I think you've done a little research on Cobb's Island in your notes.
Oh yeah, like I say, everywhere I can turn over any stone to find information about them, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Talking to the old folks and let's say the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. And you did some on the on Smith Island too, I think.
For Smith Island and Macon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is sort of my field interest. North of Cobb Island, you know, Hog Island's a lot of history there, but I just
Right.
never was exposed to that really.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm trying to think. Holly Bluff.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any research on Holly Bluff?
I've got a few notes about Holly Bluff.
Uh-huh. That was built up from the ditch, wasn't it?
No,
or was there an island there to begin with?
No, Holly Bluff is a natural island,
Mm-hmm.
but Skidmore Island. Skidmore was also called Long Point Island, I think,
Mm-hmm.
which is a small bar at one time.
Mm-hmm.
But when they dredged the canal out, that's where they put the spoils.
Okay.
The family courted the government,
Uh-huh.
to build the island up. So their real estate holdings went from maybe 2 or 3 acres at high water to 68 acres, 60 or 80 something at high water,
Uh-huh.
thanks to the government.
Uh-huh.
And at one time, there was not a tree on Skidmore,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's heavily wooded.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even see the houses anymore.
And there was a house on there at one time.
Two houses.
It was a sort of a, what was it, a resort or something like that? Or,
No. Well, I think in later years they built the second one to handle carry parties in the wintertime.
Uh-huh.
But no, it was a Skidmore family,
Uh-huh.
Isaac Skidmore.
Uh-huh.
He was blockaded. He was in the Civil War. He was on some kind of a schooner or some coastwise vessel
Mm-hmm.
that got blockaded in Smith Island Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whoever was holding the cards at that time. Anyway, and he took a liking to Long Point Island. And after the war, he came down here with his family from Carnarvon, part of New York City or Brooklyn. I don't know. Anyway, the Carnarvon is a name I never heard before or since, but that's where Isaac Skidmore came from, and had a whole flock of children,
Mm-hmm.
and raised them all up right there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I knew met his grandson Ed White.
Uh-huh.
Oh, he's the one that filled me in on the family history
I see.
of the Skidmore.
Uh-huh. So the whole family grew up there on the island, you mean?
Mm-hmm. But the children of school age would row ashore to Hume-Dixon's, or scull over to Hume-Dixon's, and walk up to catch the bus and go to school.
Mm-hmm.
And after school, they'd walk back there. It was a long lane, a long way from 600 down to Hume's Dock. But anyway, and then they would walk back there and scull across the channel right to the island.
My gosh. So what year would he have come on the island?
I'm sure he settled.
After the Civil War?
Yeah.
Late 1800s?
Yeah. And what they call Brighton that was Larry Matthews' grandfather. He was a Ketchum,
Mm-hmm.
a George Ketchum. He was another one that was down here during the war,
Mm-hmm.
and he started with the town of Brighton,
Mm-hmm.
There was a deep drain or lead made in up under the land there,
Mm-hmm.
and built a road across the marsh and started canning clams. They put them in cans just like sardines, and they paid the workers. It was piecework. They paid cash.
Mm-hmm.
It was very unusual. And Larry said it was the first place in the county that paid cash wages for piecework,
Mm-hmm.
to solder the lids on these the clams shut.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, went on to be the town of Brighton. They had a post office. That was a big seaport. I mean, for the whole Lower Eastern Shore, that was the main seaport.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another town of Brighton, Virginia, somewhere
Mm-hmm.
in the mountains, and the mail was always getting confused, between the two Brightons.
Pete, tell me where Brighton
Well, what they call Magotha, old Magotha Dock.
Right.
It's just a heap of concrete rubble now. That was Brighton.
Oh, okay, I know where that is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, then the mail kept getting mixed up between the other Brighton, Virginia,
Uh-huh.
and Brighton had more political pull or more subscribers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So they made them change the name of this post office. So they changed it to Magotha.
I see. Now, when did they build that factory there? Do you think we're at the turn of the century?
Oh, yeah, easily by the turn of the century.
Mm-hmm. And when did it fade out, so to speak?
I think with the 33 storm probably,
Mm-hmm.
because the post office they had post office and store there in several residences,
Mm-hmm.
and the 33 storm took the post office and the houses away. And I'm sure whatever kind of facilities they had for canning the clams, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever they were doing at that time,
Mm-hmm.
was set back heavily.
Mm-hmm. Now, was there any boat building that went on down here on the Lower Eastern Shore that you recall?
Not since I've been here, because
Mm-hmm.
the wooden boats were fading fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, Hard Times was right back here on Mill Creek,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure a whole lot of them just built their own boats,
Built their own boats. Mm-hmm.
just like a lot of them made their own decoys.
Mm-hmm.
Just something you didn't buy things from the store, you just made it yourself.
They probably had built them in Oyster. There was probably some.
Yeah. Well, there was a railway. It was a Costin, I think. Brian Costin's grandfather. Can't remember his. He had a big, steam powered railway there, and I'm sure they did plenty of boat building too. And on Cobb Island, they built their own boats out there.
Uh-huh. Where was that? Was it down at the southern end? Do you know where that was?
No,
on
it
Cobb's
was.
Island?
The railway in Oyster.
Well, both.
Well, the railway was right there where R&C Seafood is now,
Oh,
right where their
okay.
shucking house is.
Okay.
That's where the railway was,
Mhm.
because I can remember that.
Mm-hmm. And how about on Cobb's Island?
Well, everything where they built the ships, that all carried away in the 90s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Were there ever any log canoes used on the seaside?
Oh, I'm sure that's all they had to start with.
I mean, in your notes, do you remember seeing mention of log canoes?
I've seen the remnants of them.
Uh-huh.
And Joe Pearson has he's supposed to give it to the museum, give it to Laurel. He's got maybe a 6 foot section of the center log.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember dragging one home. Well, heavy. Oh boy, that's when I was first married.
Huh.
Carried home, I was just as proud as could be. That I said, we can do that. Get it out of here. So anyway, I don't remember what I did with it, but I didn't hang on to it.
Uh-huh. How about skipjacks on this side?
I never saw any, but there's a lot of ballast rocks down here in the creek from when they used to, haul potatoes in and out of here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all the same size rock. something like this, small football size, that a man could easily, pitch from a small boat to a bigger boat,
Right.
or pitch from the hole up on deck. They were all just nice size, maybe 15, 20 pounds a piece. That man could just steady get going and pick them up like, cantaloupes. Anyway, the creek's full of them.
Isn't that something? They're probably coastal schooners, two-mast schooners came up here.
Yeah, but there was something smaller that came up the head of these drains. And now how they work that, whether the bigger ships always laying out in deep water, and the smaller ones were just freighting back and forth. It's hard to say, because every possible thing has probably been used, in the freighting business at one time.
Right. Well, we have a lot of photographs of two-mast vessels in the inside the islands. Here and there, they used to haul oysters, used to haul potatoes, and things like that. And they used to have a quarantine station down on the lower shore. Now, you don't remember any structure there, do you?
No, but I know something about the quarantine station. It was right there where Bayshore is now.
Oh, was it?
Yep. And John Half, the decoy carver.
Yes.
That was from Cobb Island, originally landed here on Cobb Island.
Yes.
This is from Verna, which, in the family. Well, I trust her story better than anybody's. He was a young man, comparatively young man. He's buried out here at the Baptist Church. I could forget the dates. Anyway, he did a lot of things in his life, but he was a toll collector at the bottom of the hump when that was the only road to Cape Charles. It was a toll road. And he was a toll collector there.
The bottom of the hump.
In Cape Charles. He was taking toll there, toll collector there, and the quarantine station was, where Bayshore is. And a sailor would die. And these people were hard up for things. They didn't burn his clothes like probably they was required to by the medical regulations. Anyway, man died would leave a heavy overcoat. Well, John Half would put on one of those that was infected with measles or one of these, or formerly deadly childhood diseases that he had no immunity for. And I think he died of the measles from that infected jacket, or infected clothing of some kind.
Now we have a painting, an oil painting that he did up at the center, and we don't know if he really did very much of that or not. He may have copied it.
All I know is his decoys were very distinctive decoys. They were all looked alike. He had one pattern for shorebirds, no matter what. One size fits all carving. And but anything else, I don't know.
Have you ever seen a photograph of John Half?
Never have.
No, we haven't either.
Never have. It was I came close to getting some more information on John Half from his widow. His widow was a mister from Towns End. Anyway, by the time I got interested and tracked everything down, his widow had passed away. It was a mister, not John Half's widow, but it was like her daughter from a previous marriage.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, somebody that was connected in the direct descendant. Anyway, I just missed them. And another one I just missed was, I think her name was either India or Florida, Van Cannon, who was George Hitchens. She was some way, she was probably some connected to, some relation to you. What was that? Anyway.
Well, Captain George's
not
granddaughter.
No. He was keeper on Cobb Island. No, he was keeper on Smith Island after Captain George Hitchens. What was his name? Anyway, his wife was named Florida, and you have these named women after states. And anyway, either his wife or the daughter was named India.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And anyway, well, she married Von Cannon and lived down in Kings Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And just by the time I tracked all that down, put all the pieces together, she died. So anyway, that was what's his name? He was on Smith Island. There, short fella, little short fella.
It would have been probably 1915 when it went from life saving to the Coast Guard. And that's when Captain George got out.
Well, he might have been the Coast Guard, but anyway, he was.
Yeah, he would have been Coast Guard.
Like I said, I can't remember. I'm trying to think of his name. That's why I fall back. That's why I got to take notes.
Mm-hmm.
I fall back on them. But his picture, Jack Andrews.
Okay.
Jack Andrews, that's who it was, because he's Tom Dixon, the author.
Mm-hmm.
There's a picture in one of his books where they went marshalling together.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jack Andrews.
Jack Andrews. Okay. Well, I thank you very much. Is there anything else you'd like to
Oh my God,
share with us?
I could just go on for a week. Just the things I turned up, not my history, but the whole local history.
Uh-huh. Well, I hope you'll keep working on that.
I sure will.
And I'd love to see that folder from Grayson. I'll see him in a week or two. I'll ask him to bring it on down.
Yep, yeah. Ask him to bring the Cobb Island notes. There's a big folder like that. Magazine articles, all kinds of things.
Well, Pete, you've had a remarkable career. And
just very ordinary.
Very successful, I'd say.
Successful in my book.
You're carving with a lot of passion, obviously. So
yeah,
we're delighted to be able to hear about it, and I thank you very much.
You're welcome.